Okay, and welcome everybody. This is Brandon Griffin, aka the Realty Resource. Doing my part to try to, spread knowledge on real estate and anything related to it. And it is March 31st amidst turbulent times and lots of changes with the coronavirus. This quick tip is specifically about answering the question, what if you can't pay your mortgage right now? I want to thank my little buddy Sawyer, who's joining us by video conference, and my wife, especially Kelsey, who's on the front lines. She's a nurse. So please, pray for those people, provide any sort of assistance that you can, especially PPE is what they really need right now. All right. I'm going to go through this and start the timer. This is going to be 3 to 5 minutes, starting now. First things first, if you stop here, this is totally fine, but read this one point. Do not just stop making your mortgage payments. Has some serious negative repercussions if you just do it without actually speaking to someone, your mortgage servicer, about how to do it right. So there's a lot of things going on right now with the stimulus. There's forbearance, there's deferment, there's some loans with forgiveness, but all three of those things are not the same. I'm going to try to clear them up here for you really quick. But if you just call your servicer, the one that you write your check to every month, or the one that you make the direct deposit to, whoever's on your bank, your statement, your mortgage statement, call that person, that company, and see what the right option is for you. Now, there's an asterisk on this, which says that basically, if you cannot put food on the table, then I still think you should call your servicer first, but I do think everyone should prioritize in this time of need. These are the things I think you should consider. So communicate your hardship, call your servicer, let them know what position you're in. A lot of people are being very flexible. The government's allowing those that service your mortgage to be very flexible. Ask questions like you're a child. This is really important because we'll go into some of the differences in the terms, the actual language that is used for these different options for lowering your payment or getting rid of it at the moment. But if you don't understand it completely, you really need to ask questions like, okay, this is what's going to happen now, but what happens later? Is there anything negative that can happen to me? Just ask like a child. Understand your options. That's really the key here. And finally, show good faith. So there's a lot of people that cannot make their mortgage payment. If you can make it, make your mortgage payment. And a lot of these options, you might have to show good faith, meaning that you tried everything you could to save and make the mortgage payment. You can't just stop paying and expect the government to come through and pay your mortgage if you could have paid it yourself. So let's take a really quick look at some of these terms and the fine print before agreeing to anything. That's what you should do. You should really understand what you're getting into. Forbearance allows you to suspend your payments for a set amount of time, but when that time is up, you resume normal payments, and the amount that you missed must be paid in either a lump sum, which can be really hard, or additional partial payments. Deferment allows you to move missed payments to the back of the loan. There's usually a minimal charge to do this, and it extends the length of your loan. A loan modification can change your rate or your term, your length, and that is basically changing up your existing loan, not getting a new one, which would be a refinance. There's usually a fee involved in that, and a re-amoritization allows you to split up the amount that you owe if you miss, 6 months or something like that, and spread it out over the designated amount of time. So that would be added to the monthly mortgage amount you already have in place. Now, note, exercising these options in normal circumstances can have negative credit implications. Please ask your servicer, again, foot stomping that, if this applies during this time of crisis, and get it in writing. So going back, check for assistance. There is the CARE Act. This is all the stimulus bill, $2 trillion that the government's putting in place. There's also the ability to refinance, which you could do to pull either a home equity line of credit to have access to some of the equity in your home, or cash out refi, which if they'll allow you to, you could pull some of the equity into cash and use that to help make some of your bills. That doesn't necessarily help with mortgage payments though. Do beware of bad info that's out there right now. There's a lot of it floating around, so please call your servicer first. I'm not actually going to be able to answer the questions directly for everybody in this realm. I can kind of point them to the right place to get the information, but don't trust everything you read, and definitely call your servicer. So finally, don't panic. If you can't pay, if you can pay, please do pay. That's the good faith part. The stimulus money is coming soon. I've heard that it should arrive in the next week. And remember, we're all in this together. Sounds like unemployment might be closer to 30% after all this is said and done, but hopefully we'll be able to return to work as soon as possible. And the conditions that exist now are not anything like the conditions that existed in 2008. This is a completely new animal. So depending on how long this goes on, there's a lot of folks that think we can recover fairly quickly, even if that does mean that we're going to be already in a recession. But yeah, so stay strong. please call your servicer. Don't just skip paying your mortgage. And hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out. My number's at the bottom. And please go ahead and subscribe to the Realty resource. Again, thank you to all our first responders, delivery people, everyone that's out there that's not staying at home. Everyone else, thank you for staying home. Have a good one. Bye.